Hey, it's Conkeezy, and I just wanted to jump on here real quick and show you guys that if you were to take one mini of my trades this week, you'd be up $2,200. And as you can see on my screen here, with only a 50% win rate, this was a below average week for me. Market kind of moved sideways. Only 3 for 6 total on the trades this week, 2 for 4 on the days this week, as you can see here, but our wins are way bigger than our losses. And I'm going to go over each one of these days in detail right now.
Alright, so boom. Going into Monday here. This was a no news Monday, so Forex Factory, I don't know if y'all are using that or not, but I like to check Forex Factory. If not on Sunday, then like before going into every single day, just shows the red folder news for the day. And going into Monday, we had none, so usually no news Mondays. I like to sit out of them if I can. Obviously, if my strategy sets up beautifully, then I'll play it. But as you can see, especially in the AM session, price really did nothing. My strategy didn't set up, and I wasn't even trying to really look for a trade with the conditions. So simple as that. Not going to go over that too much. No trades on this day. And then going into Tuesday, like I said, I just made that PDF that literally goes over my full like breakdown of my strategy that I sent in there. But to go over it real quick, we have where's it at here? Yeah, we have Asia session lows, which are right here. Asia session highs right here. And then we formed all this liquidity here. We have London highs here. Okay, so boom, that's just quick levels. So going into that, wait, can y'all? Yeah, I can see the top one. Okay. So we're on the 5 minute. Let's drop down to the 1 minute. So literally just simply put Asia low, Asia high, and then you have London high, London low. So let's mark up the London low as well. And then boom, this white space is where Tuesday opened. We formed all this LRL. You could call it relative equal highs here, but LRL in general here. So that's obviously a clear target. Going into open, I mean, with this accumulation range, I really wanted to see market either come take this out, manipulate these highs, and find a bearish move, or sweep out whether it was previous day low or just the session highs and lows, which in hindsight, obviously you can see what it went to do first was manipulate the session lows, not quite the previous day lows. And I have the trade marked out that I took here. So literally, I'll just go over the quick rundown, not like the full breakdown of the trade, but you can see where like the main POI came from and why it was there. So as you can see, and as y'all know, the 9 a.m. candle, the new 4-hour candle is what I'm waiting for, trading the PO3 of it. So we got 9 a.m. right right here was the open, and we had all this resting liquidity above. So going into this open, we're expecting having our time-based levels here. We're expecting this to get ran through and then finding our entry model, or not even just expecting, but if it happens, we're ready to play it. And as you can see, it literally just played out perfectly. So PO3, we have the accumulation range here. We have the manipulation, and as you can see, that manipulation went right below that key level, the Asia session low. So now we took out London and Asia session lows while having London session highs and equal highs as resting liquidity ready to be targeted. So boom, PO3 accumulation, manipulation, and then all you want, simply put, is IFEG or CISD. And the top of the IFEG, the bearish IFEG that manipulated through structure, we came back and inversed that here, took that, simple, 60 points. Initial TP here, moved break even. And then I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure ES took out all these equal highs because I think I remember this day. And that was another sign to go ahead and take off partials at this high, or even just when ES took out those. But that's where the 60 points comes from on that day. Pretty simple, pretty clean. And we'll go Wednesday. Get these lines off my screen. But did you see that one, Bobby? It was it was like a perfect PO3 right at that Asia low with equal highs above. Uh, Pretty simple on that one. And then Wednesday, here was our first red day of the week, and we actually took 2 trades that were both red. It was kind of an awkward day. I know a lot of people that caught this dump here. I didn't catch it. It was somewhat clean. It was just a little extreme for me. Like the market seemed very strong. So like, although yeah, what is this? Yeah, like 9 a.m. right here. Although we had this little PO3 where we have this accumulation, manipulation, and then we inverse this for value gap and then have this huge sell-off. I know a lot of people that caught that trade, but I didn't because the 9 a.m. candle open was this one. So yes, it manipulated that and it inversed it and ended up going, but like in my opinion, the market was way too strong. Like jumping down to the 15-minute. Yes. So NQ took out, what is this? This is Asia. This is London. Yeah. So London took out Asia lows and 15-minute shifted structure. Retest, bounce, more distribution through this structure. Retested it, held it. So like going into market open, the order flow was literally just was bullish, and then you see this big pump. In order for me to play, in order for me to play all these, basically like in order for me to play these shorts, I want to see this 15-minute chart, like the higher time frames, start to roll over, because the higher time frames currently are so bullish. I want to see them get inversed, and then we can target all this resting liquidity. We have low, 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 all this stuff that we can take out. So on this day, that's exactly what I waited for. So yes, I was patient and waited for like the confirmed downside move, which in hindsight, yes, we inversed these on the 15-minute, which looked super bearish to me. We didn't quite shift structure though. We held this structure here, didn't get the CISD. We did get the IFEG though, so this is what I was looking at for that day on Wednesday. Oh, let me mark it out so it's easier to see for you guys. Minus 20. Yeah, so this 15-minute was what I was watching to be inverse to flip bearish. And then we have this BPR, which is just basically a fair value gap inside of a fair value gap. So I had these marked out, and I was looking to play shorts once we retested into this area, which obviously meant I kind of had to wait for that the 1 p.m. 4-hour candle to open up, because usually we do this type of stuff at the 9 a.m. But as you can see, we get, where's 1 p.m. at? So going into 1 p.m., 1 p.m. opens here. We have this accumulation range. To me, this looks picture perfect. We got the initial tap into the zone. We're forming an accumulation range here. Now going into 1 p.m., I want to see it open, manipulate into this higher time frame POI, and then get our entry model to the downside. And as you can see, it did exactly that. We get accumulation, manipulation into this zone, resweeping the initial rejection, and then we get this CISD here, or I think what I took, obviously as I've marked, is the IFEG here. So we closed below here. The 1 minute shifted structure, it got an IFEG above the accumulation range, set in the top wick of the 4-hour candle, but obviously it wasn't the top wick. We got stopped out of that, and then we had a reaccumulation leg here. Another PO3 tried to set up. We accumulate, manipulate, and then we get the CISD here. Tried the short again because of how much I liked it. We had the resting lows, tapped into the BPR, 15-minute shifted structure after getting an aggressive move up and then an aggressive move down. So I was expecting that to kind of be like a top wick of the week. So I tried this one twice, didn't end up working, got stopped on that one. And that's where we get the minus 20 points on that day. I usually like to risk around 10 points, so my losers usually aren't that big. So far we have no trade, plus 60 points on that long, and then 2 trades lost here, but only minus 20 points. So up 40 points on the week so far. And then going into Thursday, we have let's see. So this was the this was the short. Okay, so let's see. Just start to recognize a pattern with these. Alright, so 15-minute. This was the day where 15-minute shifted. Yeah, okay, so going into this day, we have Asia 7 to 11, this area. So it was like this little range here was Asia. London um, took out Asia high, also took out, ES took out previous day high. We had an S&T here. We took out this high here from post market. And then going into the 9 a.m., so like 9 a.m. obviously opens up like over here. We got an aggressive selling off of this sweep of this. Took out all this Asia London lows, which usually you can take that as a sign of a reversal. However, this 15-minute looked way too strong to the downside for me, while also having all these resting lows, these relative equal lows. All that added up made me think we were going to be really bearish today on this day. And so yeah, we have the higher time frame zone here, 15-minute, and then drop down to the 1 minute. We had 9 a.m. opened here. You can see after that huge sell-off, we started to get some sideways movement. And then 9:40, we manipulate up into this 15-minute zone that we created on that move down through structure. And then we get the CISD here. Pretty strong close on this candle here. Looked really nice. Close below this structure here. Tried the short there. Got stopped out 10 points. You might say that stop's a little tight. Yeah, maybe. It ended up going like a little bit. Maybe like a 1 risk to reward. But ended up reversing anyway. Looking back on this one, I like the trade. I like the daily bias on it. Literally the only problem is that Asia, like going into the trade, the market had already manipulated Asia lows, Asia highs, and London highs, London lows. Usually that profile, whenever you see that, usually the market tends to accumulate because it's like basically a fake out to both sides, and it does it twice to both sides. So then New York almost does it 3 times to each side, which as you can see it did. New York open, manipulate London Asia highs, and then manipulate London Asia lows. Obviously, we were playing the theory that it was going to displace and not manipulate the lows, and it didn't. So that's where we got the -10, and that was the only trade for that day, which puts us at plus 30 points on the week for NQ. And then going into Friday, last day of the week. So pre-market we have 7. Yeah, so Asia highs were way up here. So boom, mark out those. Asia lows, we're also way down here. So Asia set in like a huge range for the market. And then London obviously was inside of it. Pause. We got Asia highs here. London highs here and London lows here. So basically, let me drag that off of that. So basically going into today, going into New York, we have equal highs of Asia remaining. We want to see those get taken out. The reason we want to see those taken out is because Asia lows, although if you're just looking at NQ here, London didn't take out Asia. ES did. So let me see if I can just throw that up real quick. Yeah. So ES, you see London lows manipulated Asia and set an SMT. So to me, that's like clear manipulation for the day. And you can expect a New York continuation to take out all these relative equals here, and then let your runners try to go to the actual Asia swing high. So that was literally kind of the plan for this going into the day. Like, yes, we have like LRL and NQ, but ES manipulated Asia lows perfectly right at London close. So I was expecting a New York continuation. And then this day we took 2 trades. So boom, here we got 15. I'm pretty sure we had a 15-minute imbalance, right? Is that what that's marked? No. Okay, it was a 5-minute imbalance. So as you can see, right off open, these are like clear ways you can see like what the market kind of wants. Is right off open, you'll see some quick manipulation of like some relative structure, like not the big time structure, but You'll see some quick manipulation of like internal structure, which as you can see we got that here. Came below these lows. A lot of people probably thought this was a short. Instantly got bought up, closed above all, like we engulfed all this downside movement in one candle. To me, that was pretty strong along with everything else. It was kind of an obvious long day for me. I think Shukiz was in these with me. They took forever, but we had the 5-minute bounce form there, so that's where this second trade came off of. And then the first trade was playing the initial momentum. So let's drop down to the 1 minute. And boom, 9 a.m. opens here. So you can start to see the clear pattern. Like, I'm going over this, like the basic rundown of how you can look going into each day. And as you can see, all of them are pretty much the same. Like, as you can see, we got all that, everything I already explained. And then now, boom, 9 a.m. opens here. We get this initial accumulation range. This one was beautiful. We had the quick accumulation range, the wick manipulation, so not even a candle close below the range, tapped into these 1 minute imbalances on this PO3, and then got the CISD above the range here, which was important because obviously there was no FEG to play the IFEG for early entry, so we waited for the CISD, got the close here, and then this took us right to, what was it? I remember there was something. Was it the ES? I think the TP on this one was ES, these equal highs on ES. Or no, I remember what it was. It was this 15 minute. So just in case, if you guys remember the live call, you probably remember this, but just in case this ended up being a bearish day after this big dump, we wanted to make sure that going into 9 a.m., once this pushes up into this 15 minute, that could be the thing that causes a bearish day. So once we tapped into that zone, I took partials or move stops to break even, whichever one you can afford to do. So that's why we managed that one right there. And then that was fine. It came back, stopped us in profit, whatever. And then later in the day, with the same narrative in mind, we came back to that same zone that we marked out, the 5 minute. And as you can see, we just got a market maker buy model out of it. Like the curve. You see we got the accumulation, dump, and then you see the big reversal, accumulation, and that's how we can find that entry. I remember I signaled this one out. I think Bobby, you had went to the gym or something, but I signaled this one out with the big stop, and then Cbraz was looking for the retrace. I usually don't like to play retrace, but I played the CISD here, and I mentioned light size with the big stop because, as you can see, we got two fair value gaps minimum that can protect your stop loss. So I wanted to have a big stop on this one. I think I was only on 2 micros on it. So I took that here with the big stop, came back, retested the CISD, and ended up pushing back into that same 15-minute zone where I managed. And then ES, that was right where ES was getting really close to hitting that profit, like the take profit level. I think it was all-time highs for ES, or like a significant high. And I remember Shukiz was like, we were holding strong right here. Or no, that was over here. So we were getting really close over here to this top level, the Asia highs on ES. And me and Shukiz were just chilling, trying to hold through it. And then, which obviously I took profit partial here. But I'm saying my runners, they got stopped in profit. As you can see, I still have it marked here. I put it below this low. Once we achieve this, I put my stops in profit at this low, or once we retook it. And then ES never ended up getting those until here, I think. So before that, I got stopped in profit on my runner, but those were the 2 trades for that day, which gave us 80 points total for that day, 110 points on the week. This was like, as you can see, I mean, the market didn't move crazy this week, generally sideways. So sticking to the strategy and coming out profitable on a week where I only had a 50% win rate is fire, and it's why I trade the way I do. But obviously, hopefully, we can see some better moves this next week. But yeah, this is literally a prime example. Like, I literally was 3 for 6 on trades this week. Only a 50% win rate. It was a midweek, not that good, whatever. I'm still up over 100 points on NQ. I just wanted you guys to be able to see that. Like, it's not about having a 100% win rate or having the best strategy. It's about risk management, psychology,
it's the mental game. You know, you got to have a solid strategy, obviously, which is why I'm showing you guys this. I'm also going to link my free Discord in the description, so if you guys want to pop in there, literally go for it. You can ask me whatever questions. Also in the comments, make sure you guys let me know if anything in this video was confusing to you. Just let me know and I can make future YouTube videos explaining those concepts even further. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss those future videos. Peace out.